Hey guys, welcome back to another video with your girl. So I wanted to come on here and basically share my story about how I got into astrology, or my interest in astrology. So I've been really into astrology since I was very young. Um, for as long as I can remember, the most minimal thing about astrology that I always knew was my star sign, my sun sign, which is Aries. And so I knew everything that there was to know about being an Aries. And then years and years later, I started to learn that there was more to me than just my sun sign. I can't actually pinpoint the exact time. I want to say it might have been like in 2014 when I started my spiritual journey. Where I consciously started my spiritual journey. Um, when I was introduced to birth charts. And the birth chart, literally blew my mind. like, on a whole nother level, I was like, wait, what? I'm not just an Aries? But then it made sense. It made so much more sense. The fact that we're not just our sun sign, there is more to us that is not just our sun sign. So I was like, wow, I'm actually more signs, um and I have planets and in these houses and blah 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 blah. But it was so convoluted. Like all the information was like so overwhelming. So I do remember even before I got introduced to birth charts, something I read maybe in a magazine or I don't know, somewhere I read. I was like looking at or it could have been also around that same time when I was first discovering or finding out about the birth chart and how we have um, other signs and other planets and whatever, right? So it might have been around the same time, but I was like, this is so complicated, and I'm not sure that I even want to dive in that deep. That's too much. I was so overwhelmed by the amount of information. I was just like, wow, this is insane, right? So I just did what any normal person probably would have done who's overwhelmed. I left it alone. I was just like, all right, this is too much. I don't got the energy for this right now. My mind's on a million other things. I'll worry about this some other time or whatever, right? So I definitely did read my chart though, because I was able to find the website that literally wrote everything out for you, let you know what everything meant, XYZ. But it's not the same you reading something and versus you also understanding it, right? So understanding what you're reading at the same time. So at the time I wasn't really understanding what I was reading. For a long time I didn't understand what I was reading, just that the information was there and I was like, wow, this is me, but the aspects and things like that of the chart, I wasn't familiar with, right? So fast forward, I realized I really want to learn more, right? I want to learn more because every time I read my chart or it helped one of my friends find their chart and I'm reading it right along with them, I'm like, oh, this is kind of like you and this is like you, whatever, it's like I want to be more versed in astrology. I want to actually know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about astrology, number one. Number two, I will probably have to end up purchasing material as far as astrology. I know there's a lot of information online, so I'll have to continue to do research on said information. But I know that there are programs or softwares that tell you, I guess, whatever's happening, the transits, what the transits are at the time being. I'm probably gonna end up having to get some of those software things just so I can be really really versed in astrology. Another reason, so I basically want to create a series. I basically want to create a series and share it with you all of me learning what sharing with you what I already know about astrology, plus now sharing with you like what I'm learning about astrology. So basically, learn astrology right alongside with me as I'm learning astrology. I've noticed also as I've gotten to like as I started to pay more attention to astrology, like get a little further deeper into it, like what certain things mean. Um, I realized that even when I wasn't paying attention to the transits, the planetary transits, I would, because I'm a psychic medium, like I'm an intuitive person. I'm an intuitive psychic medium, whatever. I'm a clairvoyant, whatever you want to call me, right? I'm a witch, whatever you want to call me. I'm very connected to the spiritual realm and what's going on, right? So I notice that oftentimes, while I might not be following whatever's happening in terms of the planets in the sky, like whatever transits are happening in the sky, I notice that I fall in line, I'm in alignment with the things that are happening in the sky, right? With the transits. So I find that like I'll be going through something, right? Like um I don't know, I'm just going to give you like a hypothetical situation. And like I'll lose my job, right? Let's say I've lost my job and um, I don't know. Let's just say I lost my job, right? Let's just say I lost my job. And I'm like, oh my God, why is this happening? What's going on? Like, why is this happening to me? And in my head, I'll hear like with clairaudience, I'll hear like, this is supposed to happen, or like, don't worry about that job, or like, you'll get a better job, or something better is coming, or that's not for you, or whatever. Like, I'll hear something in my mind's eye, in my psychic ear, and then I'll go and look at my transits and realize that I don't know, Uranus is transiting my second house, which is of earnings. Uranus has to do with sudden change, disruption, radical change, right? And it's transiting my second house, which is my second house of money, of income, etc., etc. So it's like there is a rapid or a radical change in my income, thus why I lost my job or this job was not for me, right? So like things like that, and I'll look and I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. Like, no wonder I lost my job, or no wonder XYZ thing, right? So I just noticed that there are a lot of correlations with my dreams, with just my everyday life and astrology. Like, astrology cannot be fake, it's real. It's very much real. And it's like, what is it? There's a saying, millionaires don't use astrology, but billionaires do. And I believe JP Morgan said that, or somebody with money. Some billionaire said it. But I'm pretty sure that they followed whatever transits were hitting like their income homes, income houses, and whatever was happening in the sky for them to like fall in alignment with the planetary transits so that their material physical life is responding in the same way that the planets have aligned. Okay, so yeah, so basically, yeah, those are my two reasons. One, because I want to dive deeper, I want to have better knowledge, better understanding, I want to be knowledgeable, I want to be well versed in astrology, I want to know exactly what I'm talking about. And two, because I have, it's piqued my interest on a whole nother level. It continues to pique my interest. And on this level, it's because I would love to be able to help other people understand their charts. I would love to help others to like realize their life on another level. You know, it's like a lot of people think astrology is like hocus pocus, and it's really not. It's a science, and it's been used in the world for as long as we can remember. Like people follow the constellation to get from one side of the world to another. They didn't have GPS. They followed the North Star. Okay, so astrology can't be um, it can be wrong. I mean, that would be like astronomy, right? Or something like that. Whatever. Something like that. But the point, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. All right. So, yeah. So stay tuned with me. Look out for another video in reference to the series. And I'll check you out in the next video. If you like this content so far, please subscribe and turn on your notifications for when I post more videos like this one. Have a good one. Take care, guys.